Definitely another tutorial.
I have clothes on. No edges were laid in the production of this video. And they're not going to be laid. Okay. Welcome back to my channel, you guys. What's good? What's up? Today I'm going to be filming a high-end, and I say high-end because sometimes the prices don't match the brand. But anyway, today I'm going to be filming a Convention 2019 makeup look. This is going to be the high-end version of the look, and then I'm going to film a more affordable version. I'm really excited about this year's convention. We haven't started our campaign yet where I live, but I'm really excited. So I'm going to take this Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel, and I personally like to apply it before I do my brows. I feel like it has a really nice hold. So when you're at the convention, you know, you don't got to worry about your eyebrows moving, sis. Especially since it's going to be 3 days. You got to have something that's bulletproof for all of the pictures with your friends, your brothers and sisters. So I let that settle in, and then I pick my brow products. So if you want to have something that's going to last, it's really important to build your brow in layers. And that's why I started with the brow gel, okay? I mean, have enough product to have your brows on and last throughout the day, but not so much that they might rub off. The brow product that I've been using lately is the Brow Definer from ABH. I really like this because it's big and it's angular, so I'm able to create brow strokes. I'm able to fill in my brows really quickly without any issues. This product specifically is great for people who already have plenty of brow hair. If you're someone who doesn't have plenty of brow hair, I suggest getting the Brow Wiz or getting the Dip Brow Pomade. Depending on your preferences, of course, you definitely don't have to get what I'm using. I'm not sure why, but my camera is having trouble reading my memory card. So I think I'm going to take it out, clear the card out, and see what happens. Okay, so hopefully this works, because I'm not super tech savvy. I don't know nothing about nothing. But anyway, so I did my brow gel, did my brow pencil, and did the brow powder. So now we're just going to move on to concealing the brows. This is my preference when it comes to my brow concealer. This is literally the only concealer that I've ever used that hasn't failed me for my brows specifically. And this is the LA Girl Pro Concealer. So I'm just going to take my handy dandy crease brush. If you want to know where to get this brush, there's a link down in the description. And I'm just going to flatten the brush over some product. And I'm just going to clean up my brows. It's really important that your concealer matches your complexion really well. And go ahead and blend this concealer out. We're fading it out. We're not bringing it down. We're just fading it out. And I like to bring it up here on the bridge of my nose as well. I like to volunteer for the convention, you know, like making sure the facilities look nice and making sure everything gets cleaned up really nicely. So normally I don't have time to have a glamorous look like I would like to, because when you volunteer, you got to be at the convention center early, you know, so that you get your assignment and everything else. So if you plan on wearing eyeshadow to the convention, you most definitely want to make sure that you have a primer, because when you are hanging out during the breaks, taking pictures with everybody, all that smiling, and depending on your climate, you know, especially if it's hot like out here, you want to make sure that, you know, you don't have any creasing. So get you a primer that suits your skin needs. I'm using the ABH eyeshadow primer, and I'm just pressing it in, blending it into my concealer. I know when I was a little bit younger and I used to put my makeup on for the convention, I hated how my eyeshadow would crease. It was so annoying. I even got to the point where I just stopped wearing eyeshadow to conventions and assemblies altogether, because I was just like, like, I don't have time to be trying to pat my eye to make sure that my eyeshadow isn't creasing. So, moving on to eyeshadow. Oh my god, it's the most exciting part. I don't know if I want to include color into this look or not. Or half the time I don't even wear color. So these are the two palettes that I have. These are the ABH eyeshadows. I believe these are like $5 or $6 a piece. So if you really wanted to get one of them, you can. Since it's summertime and this is for the summer convention, we're going to keep it nice and warm, okay? I'm going to start off with Fudge from ABH. This is my Makeup of the Day Cosmetics Blending Bestie. And I'm going to put this in my crease. Now, you can wear these colors as heavily or as lightly as you want to. Personally, I like for my colors to stand out as much as possible. So I'm pretty heavy-handed, but you can go in light-handed if you want to. Or switch it up, it's totally up to you. And so I'm just gonna blend it out. This is probably the fastest I've blended on camera in a long time. Normally I'm taking my sweet time, like, okay, let me tell you how to do each step. Now I'm going into the shade Brick because I want to maintain that warmth. And I'm putting it right on top of Fudge. Right on top of it. And I'm pressing this in. I'm going to blend it out. I don't know how people hold mirrors when they're doing their eyeshadow. Like, y'all are steady-handed, because my hand shakes way too much. And I know for some of y'all that might look a little dark, but I promise you, it's not. So what I need to do before I move on is take a really nice little dual fiber brush and just soften all of this up here, because I do not do the super harsh lines. Okay, so I am having camera issues, so I wiped off most of this cut crease, but I'm gonna do it over for you guys because I want y'all to see. So if you see me looking off to the side, it's because I'm making sure my camera is actually filming. I really don't know what the issue is, but whatever. Go ahead and cut your crease using your primer, right? And I'm going to take 3 eyeshadows and layer them on top of each other in kind of like a triangular shape. The first one I'm taking is Henna, and I'm using the same exact brush. And you can go ahead and wipe these across your lid because they're shimmer shades. I'm literally so anxious right now. It's so annoying because I'm like, what's going to happen next? I'm going to be so upset if something happens to my camera because I literally just got it replaced. But anyway, now I'm taking Golden Copper and I'm going to put this right here in the inner corner. Again, notice how I'm layering them. And it leaves a little piece, almost like a pie, in the middle. And you want to make sure you get really close to your crease line. Then I'm going to take the shade Penny Metal. And then you just want to blend them together. All together like that. And what I like to do is also take my brown eyeshadow from earlier. Just tap it on and blend it in so everything is nice and seamless. Okay, so moving on to my face. With my face, I'm not really a primer girl. I know that there are primers out there that work for other people, but I'm not really a primer girl. So what I like to do is take my Mercier Loose Translucent Powder, and instead of priming my whole face, I really only worry about my smile lines. So I take a little bit of this powder, press it into my smile lines. This is a trick that I learned from EYELINER. I've been doing it for at least a year now. Press it in. And what that does is it just makes the foundation hold on a little bit better. Don't need a lot at all, just a little bit. I'm going to take my Fenty Beauty Foundation. I love Fenty foundations because the coverage is really nice and they blend really nice, and I haven't really had trouble with them at all since I learned how to put them on. The first time I tried this foundation, I did not like it at all. I was really disappointed. I was really disappointed, but it was user error, so, you know, that's why I wasn't running around saying, So anyways, regardless of what foundation you use, you want to use what's best for your skin type. That's very important because if you're not wearing something that's made for your skin type, it's gonna wear off. Also, make sure you're wearing something that's a little bit more long wearing so that throughout the day your foundation doesn't come off, and avoid people who like to hug a little too tight because you don't want your foundation rubbing off on their suit or their dress or their makeup. I like to take this dome shaped brush. I love dense brushes for my foundation, and I just tap my foundation in. I focus it on the areas where I need the most coverage, which is usually around my mouth. And by the way, these are 400 and 385. Those are the shades. So notice how I have this line, and I know I look orange, but we'll get to that in a minute. I like to sweep my brush very gently along my jawline like so. I don't really worry about covering my hyperpigmentation around my jawline because like it just is what it is, you know. But I sweep the brush around, and because I didn't just pack it down here, it's gonna blend into my face seamlessly. Moving on to my concealer, I'm gonna take Fenty 380, and if you notice, my concealer is complementary to my foundation shade 385, and I like to keep it like that. So now I'm going to take this brush and I'm going to blend my concealer into my skin. Using a brush for your concealer allows you to have more coverage, definitely. Just like with foundations, when you press it in, it just makes it look nice. Now I'm just going to take my beauty sponge and press this in. Then I'm going to take my SACHA Buttercup setting powder. This is one of my favorite setting powders. And I'm pressing this right underneath my eye. If you apply your setting powder like this, you won't have to worry about your highlight not looking poppin', because this unset area right here will adhere to your highlight and look so pretty. And you definitely don't have to use nearly as much powder as me, but I'm oily, so there's that. I'm going to go ahead and also set my jawline, and what this does is it keeps my foundation from looking too dark. My foundation is actually darker than my skin, slightly darker, not too much darker, but just slightly. And I always have to set it around my mouth no matter what. And that's a good trick. If you have a foundation that's a little too dark for you, just set it around your jawline, honey. Honey, hunty. Moving on to my bronze tour. We were talking about that on Twitter. Someone was like, y'all still use bronzer to contour? Yes. Okay, so I'm going to take this Lancome Dual Finish Foundation Powder, and I am just going to follow that little contour. I don't use a lot because it's not necessary. Just a little bit, and I'm pressing it in. I'm tapping. See how lightly I'm tapping? I'm just tapping it in, and I'm going upwards because I don't want my face to look like a vampire. We're not going for the sunken in look. We're going for the lifted look. Around my forehead, I do actually do wiping motions because the tapping takes too long. I have a giant forehead. And I do come around here. And I'm actually going to go in with my blush before I use my finishing powder. Angelina blush from Thrive Cosmetics. I love a good blush. I think applying blush first is a good idea because if you accidentally apply too much, you're going to cover it a little bit with your finishing powder anyway. And my finishing powder is the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Dark. So see how this area of my face is super duper light because I set it? I'm just gonna press this in. Ah! And it fixes it. It fixes that issue without emphasizing it or making it look funny. I'm gonna take this DARKSIDE eyeliner and I'm going to line my waterline, but I'm only doing the outer third of my waterline. And this is just going to open up the center and the inner part of my eyes really, really nicely. Already look nice. This is penny metal. And I'm just going to put a little bit in the lower part of my inner corner. Now you can totally add eyeshadow down here on the lower lash line. So I decided that I'm going to take a little bit of henna and I'm going to put it really close to my lash line and connect it right here to the upper part of my eye. So I'm going to take these Monarch lashes from Allure by AV and my handy dandy Thrive eyelash adhesive, and I'm going to pop these on. Woo! Okay, so while I'm waiting for the other lash to dry, I'm just going to take my NYX mascara. This is the On The Rise Volume Mascara. I am just going to put it on my lower lashes and a little bit on my upper lashes. These lashes are so beautiful. So something I like to do for my lashes is go along the lash band with a little bit of black liner. This look is really coming together. Hold on, hold on. So I'm going to put on this Double Wear Stay in Place lip liner in the shade Brick. I honestly haven't worn this in so long, but since I was trying to do a high-end look, you know, I was like, let me just grab this since I have it. I do have to give it to Estee Lauder. They do have really creamy pigmented lip liners. I actually do like this lipstick. This is Orange Blossom. The lip liner is not blending in, which is fine because that's what gloss is for. So I'm going to take this Estee Lauder gloss in the shade Copper Ego. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I don't really need a highlight because my face has this glow thing going on. But to complete the look, you want to make sure that you set your face with setting spray. I personally like to use the makeup spray and then use a setting spray because the makeup spray will kind of melt everything together and the setting spray will make sure it doesn't budge. So I already sprayed this MAC Fix Plus on and I'm just going to put on this dewy setting spray. And you can spray that however you prefer to, close up, back, far away, in the air, walk into it, whatever works for you. Alright, so this is the final look. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you learned something from it. Comment down below when your convention is this year and what kind of makeup looks you would like to see me create for the convention, because I am going to do another video. I'm probably going to do 2 more. I'm probably going to do the affordable one, and then I'll probably just do a look based off of the outfits that I'm actually going to be wearing to the convention this year. So don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you have not already, because you need to, and it's free. And what else is there to say? I mean, you like the content, don't ya? Don't ya? Alright, and don't forget to check out this video right here. You can subscribe right here, and you can click the next video after you subscribe. I love you guys, and I will see you next time. Peace.